Hello everyone! Today we're diving deep into a topic that's not just making headlines, but is profoundly impacting the lives of thousands in Vancouver's real estate market. For years, we've seen Vancouver's property values climb, and the pre-sale market was a gold rush, a lottery for buyers hoping to secure their piece of the pie. But what if I told you that the reality has completely flipped? We are witnessing a historic, unprecedented shift where everyday people are losing hundreds of thousands, even millions, on properties they bought just a few years ago, and developers, once titans of profitability, are now grappling with immense financial strain. This isn't just about market adjustments, it's a full blown crisis, and the ripple effects are far wider than most realize. Stick around because the details of this story are going to shock you, and understanding them is crucial for anyone involved in Vancouver real estate. As a real estate agent, I've genuinely never seen anything like this. 3 months ago, I touched upon the collapse in the luxury pre-sale market, focusing on buildings like Butterfly, Vancouver House, and the foreclosed curve, where people lost hundreds of thousands. But the situation has escalated dramatically. We're now seeing reports of 2,500 to 3,000 empty condo units directly from developers, and more alarmingly, regular buyers are facing devastating losses. For the new buildings set to complete in 2024, 2025, and 2026, it's truly heartbreaking. Sellers aren't just losing $50,000 or $100,000, they're losing $200,000 to $300,000 on standard two-bedroom condos. These aren't ultra-luxury units, these are properties purchased in 2021 and 2022, and now upon completion, buyers are seeing their entire life savings evaporate. One of the primary drivers behind this collapse is the sheer influx of new completed buildings over the last year and this year. During a period of historically low interest rates, developers borrowed heavily and built aggressively. Buyers, fueled by excitement and a fear of missing out, lined up at sales centers, desperate to secure a pre-sale unit. Take Pier West in New Westminster, a Bosa development for example. The very same buyers who felt like they won the lottery when they got a chance to purchase there are now struggling to sell, facing hundreds of thousands in losses. This isn't an isolated incident. Similar stories are unfolding in Metrotown and Brentwood, affecting buildings by ripple developers like Concord, Anthem, and Bosa. These aren't B-grade developers, these are industry giants with long-standing reputations, and even they are caught in this maelstrom. So, why is this happening now? A perfect storm of factors has converged. Many of these towers, conceived during the low interest rate era, are completing all at once, flooding the market. This means sellers aren't just competing with their immediate neighbors, but also with a multitude of other newly completed buildings. To make matters worse, many developers, anticipating higher prices upon completion, held back a significant portion of their units. Now they're selling these directly, inadvertently competing with individual resellers who are already losing money. On top of that, a substantial number of initial buyers were speculators who purchased multiple units hoping to flip them for profit. These individuals are now among the hardest hit. I know of one investor who bought 2 units in Pure West and is now looking at a $600,000 loss, and another company that bought 5 units is facing $1 million losses. While this directly impacts these sellers, it also devalues properties for regular homeowners living in these buildings, pushing down assessment values and leaving them wondering when, if ever, their investments will recover. What's particularly insidious about this downturn is that its full extent isn't reflected in official real estate statistics. Pre-sale units are often not listed on MLS initially. So, when a unit purchased for say $1.5 million from a developer now sells for $1.2 million, that $1.2 million becomes its fast recorded MLS sale price. The $300,000 loss is essentially invisible to the general public, masking the true severity of the market correction. Even though developers might list a few units on MLS, the sheer volume of private pre-sales and assignments means these recorded losses are drawn out, making the official market stats appear far less grim than the reality on the ground. The situation is even more dire in the luxury segment. Buildings like Landmark in downtown Vancouver, which once sold for $2,500 to $3,000 per square foot, are now seeing units from developers priced around $1,400 per square foot. If original buyers wanted to sell, they would face even greater losses, effectively seeing half the value of their condos evaporate. For example, a one-bedroom unit in a luxurious Alani building purchased pre-sale for $1.85 million, recently sold for just $1 million, an $850,000 loss. A larger two-bedroom unit, built for $5 million, sold for $3.5 million, marking a staggering $1.5 million loss for the seller, not including carrying costs, fees, and taxes. These are not just financial setbacks, they are life-altering losses. This brings us to the developer crisis, with construction costs in downtown Vancouver ranging from $1,500 to $7,100 per square foot. Selling even luxury units at $1,300 to $1,400 per square foot simply isn't profitable. It doesn't take a math genius to see that this model is unsustainable. For new construction or strata condos to continue, either prices must significantly rise or construction costs must drastically fall, likely through reducing red tape, a topic of much debate. The result is a growing trend of cancelled projects across Metro Vancouver. The financial struggles of even the largest developers are now laid bare. A recent lawsuit involving one of Vancouver's biggest developers, Westbank, and its former VP provides an unprecedented glimpse behind the curtain. The VP is claiming $1.2 to $2 million in unpaid bonuses, which the developer is allegedly refusing to pay due to poor project performance and lack of profitability. Text messages submitted as evidence reveal alleged struggles across multiple high-profile projects. The Summit Complex, a partnership with the Squamish Nation, saw Westbank liquidate its 50% share to an Ontario pension trust at an offer that was 30% lower than an already 50% reduced price. This desperate move suggests a critical need for liquidity. The Oak Ridge Park project, started in 2019, is reportedly way behind schedule, incurring massive costs. Construction delays, once merely an inconvenience, are now financially crippling in a falling market. Luxury towers like Butterfly and Illumi are also at the heart of this crisis. Butterfly is alleged to be well over budget with slow and uncertain closings. 7 months after its completion, my research shows not a single unit has been resold on MLS. This means despite people willing to take million-dollar losses, there are no buyers. Aluni, completed around 2013, still has many unsold units, and as mentioned, resales have come with devastating losses. Even Vancouver House, another major project, has been under scrutiny after an Auditor General's report leaked, alleging the city of Vancouver took a major loss on the project. City contributions that were supposed to be $26 million were set up for $10 million, and even those were allegedly not delivered as promised. The land for Vancouver House, sold for $32 million plus contributions, was assessed at $100 million immediately after the sale, raising significant concerns. If a developer of Westbank's caliber is struggling this profoundly, imagine the pressures on smaller developers. Adding to the complexity is the assignment market, which is now a legal time bomb. Historically, pre-sale buyers would assign their contracts for a profit before completion, essentially flipping the unit. Developers even charge fees for this. But in 2026, we're seeing a record number of assignments, not for profit, but for desperate buyers to escape contracts. Many over-leveraged themselves during the market peak, and now, with high interest rates, plummeting rents, and inability to secure mortgages, they can't complete. Areas like Bird Mountain and Surrey Central, which saw significant construction booms, are now saturated with assignments. Selling an assignment is a nightmare no-sale center for viewing. Developers often prohibit public MLS marketing, and intense competition from other assignments, new completions, and the general resale market. Sellers are forced to offer hefty discounts, leading to those massive unrecorded losses. Here's the critical legal issue. A common misconception is that once an assignment is sold, the original buyer is free. This is false. If buyer B, who takes over the assignment, defaults on completion, buyer A, the original purchaser, is still on the hook to the developer. We're already seeing this play out with assignments made in 2024 for 2026 completions. A unit originally $500,000 assigned for $525,000 profit is now worth $450,000. Buyer B no longer wants to complete, and buyer A, thinking they were clear, is suddenly facing liability. This sets the stage for a wave of legal battles, with lawyers poised to make fortunes as buyers A, B, and developers all fight over who bears the losses. This unprecedented situation will reshape the legal landscape of real estate. Now, for buyers in today's market, there is a silver lining. With so many motivated sellers and developers, there are genuinely attractive deals to be found in these newly completed buildings. Units are being aggressively priced and are selling because of it. You have an abundance of choice and significant negotiation power. In summary, Vancouver's pre-sale market is in the midst of a historic collapse. Buyers, once eager to get into the market, are now facing staggering losses, often hundreds of thousands of dollars, some even millions, on properties that were never intended to be luxury. These losses are largely hidden from official statistics, painting a less severe picture than reality. Meanwhile, even the most prominent developers are experiencing unprecedented financial struggles, with projects facing delays, budget overruns, and units sitting empty. The assignment market, once a profit haven, has become a desperate scramble to offload contracts, potentially leading to a wave of complex legal battles as original buyers find themselves still liable. However, for those looking to buy, this volatile market presents unique opportunities to acquire properties at significantly discounted prices with ample choice. Thank you for watching this crucial update. If you're in Greater Vancouver and navigating this challenging real estate landscape, whether you're looking to sell a property that has you worried or seeking to capitalize on these new buying opportunities, don't hesitate to reach out. Call or text me. My contact information is linked below. We'll see you next time.